Hello again, and it's time for another project. Just a little fun one today. Unfortunately, we're not going to make it into the shed. You can see why. Okay, so we'll stop indoors for now. And what we're going to do today is nice and easy. We're just going to fill an egg up with resin and see what kind of effect we will get. Now, I have done one of these before and it came out quite impressive for my first one, so I know the end result. I just want to share it with you guys just to see what we end up with. Now, it's just a standard chicken egg. You can see from that, basically just put a hole in one end, hole in the other, and if you just blow out all the yolk, then I just let it to one side for the day just to dry out inside. Now the idea is to fill in the resin in the top section there. We'll just slowly fill it up with different colours, put it to one side, then once it's set, we'll basically just crack the shell like a standard egg and we'll see what we've got inside. Obviously we need to stop that from leaking out the bottom there, so you can put some hot glue on there or anything. I'm just going to seal it with some sellotape like so. So seal that end up. I'm going to put another piece on just to play safe. And that should be fine at that. Okay, that's nicely secure. I've literally just got the egg carton that the egg came in, cut a piece off and rested it in that. You could obviously use a little egg cup. You could hold it in place on a bit of cardboard with a bit of tape at either side. Okay, so there's our egg, all ready to start filling up. So we're sorted with that side of things. The resin I like to use, as always for me, is Amazing Clear Cast. It comes in two parts, A and B. A will be your resin, B being your hardener. And you basically just mix it by volume. So no weighing scales needed. You can just get two plastic party cups I use. Might one with A for your resin. And we'll go up an inch on that one there and basically do exactly the same with B, which will be that one there. And then we just mix the two together. They do say put into a third cup. I've never bothered. I literally just pour B into A, give it a good mixing round, and then we'll get onto the colour side of things. I'll just give this a quick mix off camera and then come back when we're ready to add the colours. Okay, we've mixed our colours up. We've mixed our resin up. That's pure guesswork with how much I need. Excuse me. So, good thing about this Amazing Clear Cast, you can mix small amounts. So if you're a little bit short, you've got plenty of time to mix up more. Now I like to use these little cheap plastic party knife and forks just for mixing with. They do give you a nice lip on the end, so if you wanted to, you could actually pour that resin like so. What I'm going to try and do today, now I've used these once before and I'm not too happy with them, but you might find them a lot better. These pipettes, now you can purchase these off eBay. You get 100 for next to nothing, and you can cut the end off to suit. And the idea is we're going to just basically syringe this in. So once we've mixed our resin, we'll obviously suck it up into our little pipette. I believe that's what they're called. And we'll pop that into the hole and squeeze it in. Like I said previously, I'm quite happy just to pour it in off the end of the plastic fork. You can make that hole slightly bigger if you wanted to. Okay, before we try those pipettes, and like I say, you can cut the ends off like so if you wanted to get a bit more in there. Right, moving on swiftly. So we've got our 4 plastic containers, as you can see. We're just going to do 4 colours on this one. And we'll use the one that's left there, like so. So we're going to pop in some yellow, some green, a red, and we'll throw in a bit of white. And if we've still got some left, we can rotate them round and start again at the red. Now the colours I'm using today, just eBay specials. You just put in pigments, you get powders, dyes, inks. Just find one that suits you. I've actually used acrylic paint before, so if you ever run out, try a bit of acrylic paint. always do some testers first, because it doesn't work for everybody. So literally all we're going to do now with these colours is to shear this resin out in between the 4 containers nice and quickly. There's one. Pure guesswork, remember. We're not too concerned about the measurement. As long as we've got enough to fill the egg in. It literally takes minutes to top up with another bit of resin. No problem whatsoever. Okay, that'll do. That's near enough what we want. We're just having a play about because the snow has stopped us getting into this shed. So there's our 4 little containers done. We'll add in our 4 little colours. Now you don't need a lot of this stuff. A couple of droplets goes a long way. As long as it comes out, that's the main thing. 1, 2, 3. We'll go 3 on that one. And then once you mix it, if you're not happy, you can add a little bit more. And we'll see what we've got. So you can see from that soon mixes up, no problem whatsoever. It looks a lot brighter under the light. I'm just in the kitchen today, so the quality of light's not going to be the best. But quickly mixing that one. Then we'll move on to the green. 3, 4 drops of that, and we'll do exactly the same with that one. Give that another mix. A quick mix, should I say. Some colours do vary. Some are really strong, some aren't as good, so you might need just to dab a bit more in. Okay, you get the general idea. I'll get these other 2 colours mixed up, and then we're ready to start filling our little egg up. Right, you can see from that we've mixed our 4 colours up. So I'm happy enough with that. That looks orange on the light, that is actually red. We'll see better in the daylight. Okay, we'll try these little petite things, see how they work, and we're literally just going to fill this up. If you wanted more solid colours, like a proper line in between, the only way to do it is to put your red in and leave it to one side, come back tomorrow, and then put your green in, leave it to one side, come back the next day, and so on. It's a slow process. These are little projects that you would maybe do when I'm filling resin into another project, and any leftovers, you could just top up your little egg as you go along. So remember, it's nicely sealed, hopefully. We've got our hole at the top. It's enough to get that in there. That's going to sit in its little nest there, no problem whatsoever. And now we can start filling it up and just go nice and steady. So hopefully, we'll do red first. You can see from that takes up there nicely. We'll try and get in as much as we can. Like so. See, the resin's in there now. Now the idea is obviously to find it into that hole there, nice steady hand, and just squeeze the resin back inside. Now that has gone in there, believe it or not. It's hard to see because obviously this is still coated with your resin. So that's one of your options. If not, if you have a really steady hand, you could probably use that and pop that straight in like that. But obviously you would need a bigger hole. That's too slow, is that one. So we'll stick with this. So we're going to try all the red first. And then we'll throw in a bit of green in between. And then see how far we get. So back again. Oops, get that in there. Remember, it's not going to run like water. A little bit thicker than your water, so nice and slowly. So that's a little bit more in there. Oops, don't bother about any spillages. This will all wipe off with a bit of tissue paper. Okay, that'll do for now. We'll move on to the next colour. Literally clear that off. Go on to the green, the yellows, the whites, and once it's full, we'll come back when we're on to our next stage. Right, I basically used all the resin up in that first batch. And I will say, I'm guessing that we're halfway up this egg. So I've had to mix another batch up of exactly the same procedure, another inch worth. So looking at the size of that beaker, you'd want a good half filled with that, if not 3/4. It's deceiving, obviously, with the shape of the egg and stuff. Now there will be ways of working out and calculating how much resin you need. I'm not too bothered. I'm quite happy just to mix it up as we go along. The good thing about that is we've got our 4 separate beakers again, and I'm going to go for four more random colours. Nice yellow, orange, pink and a purpley blue. Remember, those were the ones from our first mix, and these are the ones for our second mix. So we're going to have a right good colour in this little resin egg of ours. So as before, literally just drop a few in, mix it up, and we'll carry on filling this one up. Okay, that's about full now. You can see from that. Now this egg gets fairly warm and it might start sweating along the sides here. But that's nothing to be panicking about. It's just a reaction with the resin inside and the thickness of the resin. So there's a lot of bubbling, a lot of stuff going on in there that we don't really know about. So we filled it up. Now all I'm going to do with this one is literally, I've got a bit of chain off a keyring. Literally just broke it off something like this. So I'm after a bit of chain, so we're going to try and feed that bit of chain in there and leaving the loop at the top. So while that's all nicely still wet, we'll just get that in there like so, he says, hopefully. Just feed it in gently. That way we know we've obviously got enough that's gone inside the egg itself just to keep it in place. Pop that in there, down, 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 down. Okay, that'll do. So that's gone in there like that. It's a bit messy at the moment. We can go around and clean it up afterwards, like that. Just keep an eye on it for 10-15 minutes afterwards. If we want to, we can get a little stick up there, just hold that up in place. And that'll do for us for now. You get the general idea if I just bring it up to you. So 1 egg filled with resin. That is really warm, that. And you can tell by that it's still coming out as it's bubbling inside and building up. So just keep an eye on it. Definitely put it inside another tray in case it does decide to pour over, and just be careful. And I've just come back every 10 minutes or so and basically just keep clearing this off here. Like so. Okay, that's it for now. We'll put it to one side for a good 24 hours, even 48 hours on this one with it being so thick. And then we'll come back and hopefully we'll peel the shell off and we'll see what we've got inside. Right, it's a good 48 hours later. You can see from that, that's all nicely set. Everything's solid. So now it's just a simple case of removing the shell. So we'll break all this off and we'll see what it's ended up like underneath. Now there's been quite a few colours gone in here. So we had 8 colours in total. And what was overflowing at the top looked a nasty little browny colour. So we'll see what we've got. If anything, okay, we'll give that a good breaking like so. It's just a case of peeling it off, as you can see. Because I'm actually surprised at that. There's some nice colours in there. Comes off fairly easy, it's no problem. If anything, it's a bit sticky down there. You can always get a little bit of sandpaper afterwards and just skim over that. You see the darker colours we went for at the top. Just take your time when peeling it off. Obviously I'm trying to rush things just for the video. Just trying to get it all in a one. Same again at the bottom. Okay. Now the bottom's not fantastic. We seem to have a little bit of groove in there. But if you wanted to, you could get sandpaper and you could round that all off nicely. Even put it on a sanding belt and shape it off nicely. And same at the top. I know there's a little piece here. It's got a little chunk missing out of it. There again, you could fill that in with some clear resin. No problem. But we've got an overall effect going down. Too much red in there for my liking. I like this section over here. Now your options to finish this off, obviously once you've sanded that round and made it a little bit smoother, you can use different grits, sandpaper, starting from 300 up to 5, then you can go up to 1200, 15, right up to 2000, and literally a bit of water, and then you will just sand that down like so. Bit of water and sand it down. It's a lot of work, and I'm not prepared to do it on this little project. This is just a little fun thing to do while we're waiting on the snow clearing, remember. Another option, which will suit this fantastically, is literally just to go over the top with clear resin. I did it on this one, and you can see that nice shine. This was all sanded down, really dull, and then literally just clear resin over the top. This one was done with the sandpapers. You can just see a nice shine on there. That was just sandpaper alone, and then we put a bit of paste on afterwards. Any kind of polishing paste, just find out what you can find, and that just polishes that up nicely. And here's another quick one I did. These are a while back. I just found these in a box, and that one just had a coating of resin on top after it was all sanded down. So coating with clear resin, definitely an easier option. But if you have the time and the patience, you can sand away to your heart's content and get it nice and smooth and shiny like that. So there it is. That's our little egg done in. If I just show you quickly, I just remembered we do have another one. Here's the first one I made. You can see the difference on that one. There's some nice colours in there. And there again, we could have gone better with that bottom. We could sand that down if you wanted to and really round it off. And then polish it and sand it, polish and sand it, and make that really like marble glass. But I'm not too bothered. These are just fun little projects for me. So this one's not as nice as the first one. We do have some issues down there. But we can fill that in. You could fill that in with some more resin, no problem whatsoever. And we've got a little hanger on this one. And that's it. This little project is finished. I won't put any more resin on this. But obviously you could do that yourself and get it really nice and shiny. Like something like that one. Okay, and that's it. Little fun filling up an egg with a resin project. Thank you very much for watching.